What's going on, guys, and welcome back to vlog number 5. Today we're going to be talking about the car. A lot of you guys have been wondering what exactly is done to the car. I have posted it up, but I know some of you guys actually want to get a nice look at what's been done so far, and I'll tell you why I went with those parts and who to contact to get some of the parts. I will also talk about an upcoming series that it's a small little series that I'm just gonna do of going to the track each week as many times as I can go and show you guys the learning process of trying to actually drive the car the correct way, shift correctly, and get the car down the track in order to get a good time. So I hope that you guys will watch that and hopefully you guys can relate. So first, we're gonna go into the car. All right, so this is a 2018 WRX. It's still on stock block, 17K miles so far on the stock block, no issues whatsoever. To start with the basics, it has a full ETS catless exhaust, of course, you know, off-road use only. Okay, the Extreme is really loud. It kind of has a drone to it, but I don't really mind it. Normally it's just me driving in the car in the first place. Intake, I have the cob intake. Yes, I'm missing the filter. I need to order one. I lost mine. Okay, so I just been running it like that. That's not the right thing to do, so please do not run it like that. Okay, the IAG comp series, and the only reason I went with the comp series was because I plan on pushing a lot of power with this car in the near future, and the street series, it's not recommended. IAG, I'm pretty sure on their site they recommend the comp series, and so I just decided to do the comp series. So for fueling, I have obviously the direct injection, which is only good up to a certain power level. Depending on what dyno, you're looking anywhere between 450 to 520. It just really comes down to how much you're messing with the actual tune file and dyno that you're on. There's so many aspects that play into that. I also have the port injection. Okay, so what I ended up doing was I bought 20 feet of black hose, and then I also bought 20 feet of silver hose because I actually wanted to learn how to make my own lines. I ordered the BRZ Radium Engineering fuel rails. They actually sell this as a kit, and then I bought all the fittings, you know, at random times. It literally took me a few days to actually put this all together because I was trying to figure out how I can run everything, how to properly not make it all messy, even though the backside of my car looks pretty messy, which I still have to go through and actually make it look cleaner because I actually hate that it's a big clusterfuck right now. For the injectors, I decided to go with the BRZ ID 1300s, and then I have Aeromotive FPR. Now for this setup, I only have one FPR. I see some people post up about 2. I only have one, and I don't have any issues. I set it up to have a base pressure of 43, and it applies that pressure to the whole fuel system. And my direct import injection is wide off from the feed, so it literally comes through here for the feed. It goes into my flex sensor, and then it comes up right here and splits off and goes to the direct injection, and then it goes to the port injection, and then it comes right back over here, and then it goes all the way back to the back where I currently have the Radium Engineering dual pump. I did 2 AEM 340s. Now, for those that are interested in getting a port injection kit all installed and get it done right, you guys can hit up Prime Motoring, and they can help you get your car set up pretty much similar to this. They have their own way of doing it, but they can get you set up. There's a few other shops that know how to, you know, get the port injection working, but I just know Prime has been actually offering the service and know exactly what is needed for the port injection. And obviously I have the red metal intake, which you will see a lot of people ask, okay, well, there's two different manifolds, which one to go with? I decided to go with the red one because I just liked how the red one is. Junior is running the plastic one, so my honest opinion and my thinking, I feel like possibly the plastic one flows a little bit better than the red one. So I don't know if that's 100% true or not because I have not tested both. If anybody's tested both of them, then you can post up down below or let me know, and that way I can recommend which intake manifold you should go with. So for my meth kit install that I was using just to learn the platform, I wasn't actually going to end up using it. I did make it to run it use it at the track from time to time. I just haven't actually gone through and messed with it at the track. I did tune it and get it to where it was making the same power as my regular pump gas map at 370, so I haven't really messed with adding timing or adding boost. It was literally an AFR change just to get the numbers back where they should be, because it just made the whole system super rich and I lost a shit ton of power. I have BRZ throttle spacer by Torque Solutions, really good guys, and I have it going right here with a medium nozzle, and it goes to the solenoid right here that activates to allow flow to go through. The reason I put this here is because this injection point is after the throttle body, so this whole line could possibly see vacuum, and it would cause the suction, the natural vacuum that this has, it would cause it to go into the engine, and I don't want the engine to be using meth 24/7, and that prevents it. It's pretty much literally a check valve per se. And then I also have my fail safe right here that goes into the gauges, which I'll show you guys right now. So I have my meth gauge right here. Anytime that the meth is activated, that will show how much flow is actually going, and it will also warn me with a flashing light if the fluid decided to go low or something was wrong. It would tell me, so that way I could easily back out the throttle really quick. And then I also have the boost gauge. But back to the meth, I have my meth switch right here, and then I also just made a small little switch right here because I did not want my pump running 24/7, so I just put this here. That way it doesn't run 24/7. I have this mount right here for my phone. That way when I actually start using the draggy, that's right here actually, it's just hiding in there. I can actually, when I go to the track, have the phone up here, record the times. And then I also have my GoPro set up right there that views the whole cockpit area. And then these are my seats. I got rid of the stock seats, put these in here. They're actually pretty comfortable. They're not bad at all. I actually enjoy it. As far as wheels right now, I have Michelin 245/40 18, still stock brakes. I will not be putting bigger brake kit. I'm actually gonna try to go smaller once the rears, I'm not sure how low I can fit, so it's something I just need to figure out. I want to put 16s on here for the track, and I'm wondering if it's going to fit. If not, I'm just going to remove it and do a small brake kit for the back and the front, and then I will get rid of the whole e-brake system and then put a hydraulic brake system, install that, and hopefully that all works together. I also have the Fortune 500 Auto, the new gen. I think it's Gen 7, I'm not totally sure, and they ride actually pretty comfortable. I think I have it set to 12 clicks from full soft, and it rides really good. So back here I have my meth jug. You know, I just went with the bigger jug just so I know I won't ever run out. And then I also have the pump right there, and everything seems to look and run flawlessly. The trans setup is a 2016 STI trans with like 5K miles on it, and I also don't mind the clusterfuck competition triple clutch in here, and it does pretty well. I haven't had any issues with the triple. It's actually been, you know, taking some abuse the past few times I've been at the track. So it should be able to take a lot more abuse, you know, for being a triple disc. A lot of people were asking me, well, how am I controlling port injection? Well, I have the second split box, and it's being wired right here. I don't have these plugged in right this second. Then it runs that colorful wire that's right there, runs under the car. I made a hole on the other side and then I cut it out right there. So then I just have my USB in the passenger seat that comes out of it, and I tune it using that box, which is AKA another ECU. The main confusing part about running port and direct is that you have to make it to where the port injection works in conjunction with the cob access port. So at the current moment, I do have a separate tune to run port injection all the time. I just haven't tested it fully out. I've drove it around a little bit, not getting on it, and the car runs flawlessly, and it has port injection all the time, so it's obviously cleaning the valves, which a lot of people would want it to do. So I do have a separate map for that. Whenever I'm running that map, I easily just plug these in, and that is it. So the setup for the turbo setup is a FP Blue non-XR. I just didn't need the extra spool. It was just kind of pointless to spend the extra money because I do plan on going to a bigger turbo and setup later on. It is a FP Blue non-XR with Killer B external wastegates, the Turbo Smart 40mm. I have 14 PSI springs in there, and it works absolutely phenomenal. That is the overlook. My wife just got here, and that's the overlook on this car. I'm not gonna go directly into detail how I have everything directly set up like in an install video. I will let you know that I do have I have some of my maps are called like version 1.0, no meth, no port. Then I have one that says like meth, no port, and then I have one that says port all the time and then port only at WAP, because I'm trying to learn the meth and port injection. That way I have a little bit more experience under my belt. So I've been tuning, driving around, super busy with trying to learn it more flawlessly. And so that's why I'm trying to spend more time at the dyno, more time at the track. So just to speak up on the track days that I've been attending and all you guys have been seeing updates on, I decided to come up with a small little series, which is why I got the GoPro and why I got the Draggy, for my own personal experience, okay? I know a lot of people, and hopefully it can actually relate to a lot of people out there, because for me, okay, I'm a tuner, but I know how to somewhat launch the car. I know the basics. When I had my Evo, I would only do rolls. I barely launched it. Now that I'm actually getting more involved with the track scene this year, by any means am I a good skilled driver, okay? I can launch pretty good with no issue. I feel like I still have a lot of stuff to work on, and you know, I enjoy it. So the main thing is that now that I have a lot of experience under my belt with these cars, I wanted to actually now expand that skill over to doing track. So last week I took the car to the track for the first time ever in my life. Actually, I went before that, but I don't really count that, okay? My actual time, like actually being official and serious about it, I went last week, and for my first time ever, and I think I finished the night with about like 4 pulls, and I ended the night with 12.8, and I was still kind of disappointed because this car, so on the pump gas map, it makes about 370 on a Dynacom. It should, if I launch good, if I have good traction on street tires, I should at least be able to get 12.0, possibly 11.8. At the current moment, that is the goal. I want to keep it on the pump gas map until I can achieve that time, and it's just gonna take a lot of seat time to get there. I'm slowly learning how to actually launch the car, how to react to how the track's prepped, and it's like learning the ABCs all over again, because the first time I went, I feel like the track was more prepped, but I also went with no flat foot shifting activated. The tires were up to 32 psi, I feel like. And correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, guys, just point it out to me, because I'm obviously human and I don't know everything, and I'm still trying to learn about tire pressure at the track and different launch control limits. And you know, I actually had to ask Rick from DRP and Mike Atkins for some advice, and so thank you guys for helping me. I'm still trying to figure out about the tire pressure, guys, and if anybody watching this can come up on. So the first time I went to the track, I had it at 32 psi, which is pretty stiff. I feel like the track was really well prepped, and I kept getting 1.7, 1.8 60 foot, which I feel like is pretty decent. I don't know if that's super duper decent. I was launching really good. The only problem is that I just kept misshifting. And then one time I money shifted. Before that, so the last time I went to the track, the second time later that week, it had just rained and I lowered the tire pressure to 26. And I thought in my head, if I do that, maybe I'll have better, actually even more better traction. But they did only spray down the track one time, and I feel like when I was launching the car, it was just spin city every single time. It's just spin city, getting wheel hop, like it was crazy. So I was trying to learn like how to get around that, but I was still kind of confused on, did making my street tires make it more spin city, or should I, on a street tire, should I up it back to 32 psi and see how it goes? I know obviously on like slicks you lower the pressure, but how does that rule apply to street tires? Okay, that's a question for you guys, because I'm still trying to learn. So the main issue I was having, and the best time I could get the past two times, was a 12.8. The last time I went, it was way worse than that. It was like 18s, 15s, and it was only because I kept misshifting. Let me tell you guys, I was really disappointed at myself because I kept I thought the clutch was just giving me lockout. So I asked Mike Atkins for advice, and he told me to adjust the clutch, which I did, and it feels so much better right now. So I went down the track, still did it again. By the end of the day, I think on my 5th pass in, I finally realized that what I was doing, the angle that my arm was and the way I was shifting from second to third, it screwed me up. And it was too far over to the left, which is probably why I money shifted the first time I went, and I almost came close to doing it the second time. The time I was waiting for the 6th one, I was sitting there like, okay, it's a lot better to go into 5th instead of 1st if I go a little bit over to the right. So I adjusted the way that I went from 2nd to 3rd, and those last 3 passes that I did of the last time I went, I didn't have any misshifts. So I finally figured that out. So I'm hoping this week I can go actually have good, decent traction and actually get a decent time. If not, then hey, you know, we have to fail to succeed, and that's just facts. So I don't mind failing and posting up 17, 18 mile an hour slips in front of everybody and being like, hey guys, look, I can't drive for shit, help me out. That's just, I rather take criticism, okay? Whether it's tuning, whether it's driving. A lot of people have a lot more experience than me going to the track, and I love to learn from their mistakes and learning. So hopefully you guys can see my mistake relate to the whole process of me actually trying to learn how to drive my own car into the low 12. In a general sense for this car right now is that on pump gas it makes 370. On E80 it makes 450-ish, I would say, and that was not maxed out for timing, but I was maxed out for fuel without touching shit that does not need to be touched in the tune. Obviously I have port injection. I don't need to mess with that extra stuff. I just still trying to learn the port injection, so I need to rent out a dyno another day and take the car to the dyno and raise that boost to the limit, baby, and see what I can make on this FP Blue on a stock block. But I'm not going to put it on E85 until I can get my 12 on the pump gas map. And the wifey's over here modding the car. The hood actually looks pretty badass, and then she got the roof wrap too. She over there had a whole bunch of parts in the cart talking about, all right, I know what I want to do to my car. You guys don't even want to know what the bill was. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. The questions that I had, hopefully one of you guys can answer it. I hope to see you guys return to watch more of the progress, and I hope you guys stay and watch the series that I do at the track. Thanks guys for support, and thanks for the help when I have questions. Hopefully these videos can relate to some of you guys. Have fun with it, learn it, don't be afraid of failure, because you can't succeed without failure, okay? So thanks for watching guys, and I'll be back with another vlog.